What's going on, guys? Jordan here, coming back at you again with another episode of Beer Views. Tonight, I'm going to be doing a blind beer battle between Bud Light and Natural Light. Both of these beers are coming in at 4.2% ABV. Both of these beers are by Anheuser-Busch, and this was actually the original light beer from Anheuser-Busch. And then they came out with this one. So this one was the original. Now it's going to go up against the big one, literally. This is a 25-ounce can, 12-ounce can here. I'm actually surprised that I've never done this video before. The reason why I'm doing it is because last night, I'm sure you guys seen, I made a poll. It was Natural Light versus Bud Light versus Natural Light. I did that, and I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I think I've done the beer battle before, but I'm curious to see what everybody thinks. I searched it. I've never done it. So, had these beers featured in several beer battles, but they've never went head-to-head against each other like they're going to be tonight. So, 2 cups. The cup with the marking on the back, on the bottom, is going to be the Bud Light. The one with no marking is going to be the Natural Light. I'm actually going to pour the Natural Light first since it's just a 12-ounce. And I have to match it with that massive can of the Bud Light. So, let's go ahead and get this poured. Speaking of that poll, Natural Light won pretty easily. The rules for these polls I'm going to be doing is every 24 hours, whichever beer has the most vote is going to be the winner, and it's going to move on to the next round. For instance, Natural Light won. Now it moved on to round 2, which is against Keystone Light. So whoever has the most votes out of that in the 24-hour period will move on to the next round. And I'm going to keep doing that until we get through all the big, popular light beers and declare a winner there. So we'll see who the king of light beers is. It's just something fun to do. It's all opinion-based, letting you guys be the judge. Okay, so now I have to pour this one and try not to pour too much. Or pour it with more head than I would like, which that's already kind of happening here. But hopefully the head will die down. This looks a little bit more pale than the Natural Light already, just looking at it. Yeah, I don't know if it translates on the camera the way I'm seeing it with my own 2 eyes, but the Bud Light's definitely a little bit lighter in color than the Natural Light. I don't know if that means it's going to have less flavor. All right, we're going to stop there. So, Bud Light, Natural Light. How I'm going to do this, as always, I'm going to close my eyes, mix up the beers to where I can't remember which orientation each beer is in. Going to keep my eyes closed for the duration of the video. Going to taste both beers. See if I can guess which beer is which and which one I like the best. The one that I prefer will be declared the winner. So Natural Light beat Bud Light in the poll. Can it do the same in a blind beer battle? We're about to find out. I literally threw that can away. I literally threw the can away. Luckily, I have another can in here. So I'll just use that. Is that some foreshadowing? Is Bud Light gonna beat Natural Light to the point where I don't even need the can to show? Let's see if I can agitate that just a little. Okay, they're about the same now. Pretty much the same. I'll just agitate that a little more. All right. Close my eyes, and I'm going to mix these beers up and talk as much as possible. That way I really forget the orientation of each beer. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Bud Light. I don't think it's a bad beer by any means. It's just, after you drink like 5 or 6 of them, to me, they just start getting really, really sweet. The flavor really starts coming out. It gets really sweet, and I just don't like that sweetness. So that's why I never really buy Bud Light. I've been buying Natural Light recently just because beer prices have went up here in Missouri. I'm sure they've went up nationwide, but they are just getting absolutely crazy. to the point where Miller Lite and Coors Light at my Walmart's like 14 and some change for a 12-pack. So I started buying Natural Light again because it's like 12 something for 15. So you're getting more and it's cheaper. But I wanted Miller Lite tonight, so I went ahead and bought a 12-pack. All right, I have no idea which beer is which. They are mixed up pretty well, in my opinion. I'm going to now taste each beer and see what we can figure out. All right, I'm gonna go with beer number 1 here. Cheers. Okay. That's a light-bodied beer. Crisp, clean, refreshing. A little bit of a malty sweetness on the back end. Finish is clean. I mean, it's a light beer. It's a light lager. Cheers. Beer number 2. Okay. This one finishes a little smoother. Although this one is smooth, this one just finishes just almost a little cleaner. Almost weirdly like a less of a malty sweetness on the back end. And then the sweetness kind of builds and lingers on the tongue after you've swallowed. So that's interesting. Back to beer number 1. The more you taste these back to back, the more they taste the same. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. 2 very, very similar beers. They are brewed by the exact same company, Anheuser-Busch, here in Missouri, St. Louis to be exact. I live in Poplar Bluff, which is like 170 miles from St. Louis. I live down towards the Boot Hill. It's getting difficult. Okay. Like I said, that one finishes a little sweeter initially. A little bit of a malty sweetness on the end there. Let's try this one. Good God. They are so close in flavor, it's unreal. Especially when you're going back to back. This is going to be a tough one. Okay. Let me try smelling. I have no idea. I have no idea which beer is which. Or which one I prefer. They're both good. Excuse me. Okay. Let's try this again, and I'm going to come up with a decision. Okay. This one has a little bit more of a, I don't know. I'm just going to say this. I prefer this beer by a very narrow margin. This one is the one I prefer. I'm saying this is the Natural Light, and it is the winner. I'm going to open up my eyes and see if I'm right. That is the Bud Light. That is the Bud Light. Okay, so this one having a sweetness that kind of comes on after you swallow versus an initial malty sweetness. Bud Light wins. Wow, okay. Bud Light defeats Natural Light. But I'm saying I was having to search for something to give me a reason to actually pick one. It's so close, guys. I'm saying get what you want. Get what you prefer. But if you want my opinion on it, get Natural Light because it's so close in flavor that it's really not worth spending more for this when you can spend less to get Natural Light and you get 3 extra beers. You get a 15-pack for cheaper than you would if you got a 12-pack of Bud Light. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I mean, it was so close. Both beers are good. By Bud Light winning tonight does not mean that it's necessarily better than Natural Light. It's just, I was trying to find something to give me a reason to pick one over the other. And this one just had a little bit of a slightly less of a clean finish than this one did. But, I just had to find a reason to pick something. So, it's all opinion-based. Both beers are great. But, yeah. Bud Light wins. But will you see me buying a 12-pack of Bud Light? No. Will you see me pick up a 12-pack or a 15-pack of Natural Light? Yes. I'll drink pretty much any light beer besides this one because, like I said, it gets sweet. Like I just said, it finishes sweet. But after a while, my palate always gets fatigued of that, and I just get bored of it. I'm just tired of the sweetness. That's why I don't get it. So initially, yes, maybe it tasted slightly, ever so slightly better to me than this. But I know damn well if I'm drinking 12 of them, by the 5th or 6th, my palate's already like, I'm done. I want something different. So, in actuality, I would always say Natural Light wins, and Natural Light does beat Bud Light in that aspect, but the blind beer battle doesn't lie. Bud Light wins. So, yeah, I guess that was some foreshadowing earlier. I did not need that can. So, that's the beer battle, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit me with a thumbs up. If you guys have any suggestions on anything you would like me to try in the future, leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to try to find it and give it a review. As always, until next time, cheers, and thanks for watching.